All right. Good evening, everybody. So, we are live. Uh, Good evening once again to this masterclass. Today, we'll be looking at a couple of things, beginning with another platform where we could actually learn and get certified. Today, we'll start off with Coursera. We mentioned this yesterday. Before I kick off fully for today's session, this is what I was trying to avoid. People coming back and forth. I give them time to join and they're just coming now. So a lot of us were complaining that I hope we can all see my screen. Can you confirm? Somebody confirm that you can see my screen. Hello? Let me see. Okay, on the chat session, can you see my screen? Oh, you can't hear anything. Oh, so sorry. I just realized that I've been muted all the while. So I was asking if you can see my screen. You could just drop yes on the chat section and I continue. I want to be sure you can all hear me. All right, great. So let's just continue. Some persons were complaining that they could not get access to their LinkedIn Learning for one reason or the other, and I thought that the problem would not be far from your change of location. Okay, so I sent a video earlier this afternoon that shows you exactly how to change your location. So I don't know if we saw it. If you have not watched the video and you still have issues with your free trial activation, kindly go through the video. If you intend using the Pata dollar card to activate your LinkedIn Learning, okay, the video will be a good guide for you. And if you're using your phone to sign up, okay, I would recommend you go through the app. I also dropped a guide on the group chat. So you go through that guide. There's a link at the top of the guide that leads you directly to Play Store. Okay, so just click on the link, download the Bata app, and then go through the sign up process. If you're using your phone, go through the Bata app. If you're using a PC, then you go through what we showed you yesterday via the phone. Okay, so today we'll quickly look at sorry about this, that's a client's job. Today we'll quickly look at Coursera, okay, another learning platform where we can actually learn a new skill. And Coursera is actually a globally recognized learning platform, online learning platform, and most universities actually partner with them, such that a lot of their courses are in one way or the other affiliated to international universities. Okay, so much so that there are some courses you can even take on Coursera that you would be entitled to some points in that if you intend studying in that same line of course that you have taken in the university which is affiliated to the certificate that you have gotten. If you get to that university, it's that skill which you have already taken on Coursera, okay, that certificate you've gotten, it can be counted for you as a student who have taken that particular course, okay, and so you just have to continue other courses that you are yet to take. So that's how strong Coursera is. Okay, so today we'll be showing us exactly how to study on Coursera, and as I told us yesterday, Coursera is mostly a paid platform. Most of the courses you get there are paid courses, okay, but we'll quickly look at how we can actually get some of these courses on scholarship, which we refer to as financial aid. All right, so the process is very clear. you head over to the Coursera website, and then you search for a desired course or specialization. Now, these are two different things, okay? Course on Coursera is just like a particular study, okay? Like a course where you do it in your universities or polytechnics. You're studying a course, but when it comes to specialization, specialization on Coursera is likened to learning path on LinkedIn, okay? So specialization on Coursera brings together multiple courses, okay, so that when you take them, it's assumed that you are a pro in that particular field, all right? But when you take a single course, it's just like you trying to brush up your knowledge of a particular skill, all right? So the next step, you check to see if financial aid is possible or available, okay? Not all courses, not all specialization on Coursera have financial aid, so you want to check out for those ones that have financial aid, and I'll show us how to do that. And then if financial aid is available, you apply for financial aid, all right? And then you wait for approval for 15 days. So it takes about 15 days. In fact, it takes exactly 15 days or more to get approved for financial aid, all right? And then you can begin learning upon approval. You get a mail that you have been approved for financial aid, and you have a period of 6 months, okay, to complete that learning path or that course that you have been given a financial aid for. And then upon your completion, you will download a certificate, all right? So so far from my experience on both LinkedIn and Coursera, I think Coursera is more compact and Coursera is more intense, okay? You have a lot of projects to do on Coursera, unlike LinkedIn, where you have just objective questions to select options from. Coursera is more intense in that you have a peer group work to do. You have some assignments to attend to, so some assignment that would require your peer groups to mark, okay? So if you're eventually marked down, you have to repeat the assignment. So it's that tough on Coursera. And that is why I would advise us that we take it seriously whenever we are given financial aid. And before we proceed to the platform, I just need us to understand that Coursera also offers financial aid for every member who needs it, okay? And you are entitled to 10 financial aid every year, from my understanding. 10 financial aid every year. But some persons are very fond of utilizing or misusing, if I should use the word rather, misusing opportunities like that. So I don't recommend, even though I made the mistake and I'm paying for it now, I don't recommend that you apply for more than one course at a time. The reason is this. When I tried this, I applied for multiple courses. I think about 5 courses at the same time. And I was given 4 out of the 5 I applied for. And as I'm speaking to you, up till now, I have only been able to complete 1 because the workload is too much, coupled with the freelance job I'm doing and other life issues I have to attend to, and even trainings that I have to, attend to as well. So I don't advise anybody to apply for more than 1 financial aid at a time, okay? You might say it takes 15 days, so let me just keep applying. Anyone that comes, fine, anyone can come, but don't be surprised when you are given all 10 courses on financial aid. And you can imagine how you wish to finish 10 courses within 6 months, because as soon as you are given the financial aid, your time starts counting. So in a period of 6 months, you have to finish everything. If you don't finish it, you might likely lose access to that course. All right. And though I have not confirmed this, but I think if you don't complete courses, because while you will be applying, you see a section that says that do you agree to complete your courses when given financial aid, something like that. So if you don't complete your courses, it might hamper the possibility of you getting another financial aid, and you don't want to experience that. So ensure that you apply one at a time. You can use this probably when you have exhausted your LinkedIn free trial. Okay, that's why I'm showing us this. And while you are still on your LinkedIn free trial, you could just apply for one financial aid after tonight. All right, so that you know between now and 15 days, your LinkedIn free trial may have been getting close to expiration. So let's quickly proceed to see exactly how to apply for financial aid. All right, so we head over to Google, and right here type Coursera. We head over to the there are some courses that are actually free though. You could check them out, but I don't usually like going through that because sometimes it's a trap, and I'll show you why I said that. So head over to Coursera or Coursera login. Sorry about this. Coursera or Coursera login, and that takes you to the Coursera page. But because I'm signed in, it would ordinarily take me to my dashboard. Okay, but for us, we are supposed to see a different. Let's see if that would open up. We're supposed to see a different platform. Okay, Coursera also has a mobile app. Okay, so you could either use your desktop or the mobile app to sign up. All right, so we are supposed to see a different user interface here. But while that is still loading, on that user interface, you would see, I don't think it's taking me there because I'm still signed in. I was thinking this will take me to the home page. But notwithstanding, on that user interface, okay, this is a course I just completed, one of the 4 courses I was given. I just completed this just on Sunday, and I still have 3 more to go. And I've used about 3 months out of the 6 months that I have to complete. So that was why I advise that you don't apply for more than one at a time. So on the user interface, that is the home page of Coursera, you will likely find, in fact, you should find a search box. All right. So on the search box, you type in the skill of your choice. Okay. So in this case, let's say we want to learn, say data entry. Say data entry, for instance, and then you search for courses available on data entry. All right. So we have courses available. You can see degree and certificates, guided projects, and so much more. But just leave it on all. Let the option be all, so that you can see more. You can see universities that are affiliated to Coursera, and most of the courses that you'll be taking would have affiliation to these universities. So we can see this is data analytics, this is everyday Excel. Okay, this is something on data entry, everyday Excel, IBM data science. Let me see if I can find something. Spreadsheet for beginners using Google Sheets. Trying to see if there is a specific course on data entry. So let's see if we can get another. So this is basically how you keep searching, okay, until you find, is this not loading? Until you find something that suits the skill set that you need. All right. So let's just say this one matches what we need. Okay, spreadsheet for beginners using Google Sheet. All right, so I'll click on this, and it's even a newly uploaded course. So I'll click on that, and then this should bring me up here. Oh, this is a guided project. Sorry, this is a guided project. This is not what I need. This is not what I need. Sorry. Where is it? Oh, you can see it here. It's a guided project. Okay, what I need is a course or specialization. Okay, something like this, a course or a specialization. All right, so let's see something different. I don't think this gives us what we need. Let's check out something different. Say data science. Let's say data science or cloud computing. These are highly sought after skills that I am mentioning to us. So you could just keep it in your bucket of skill that you may be interested in. So let's see if this comes up. Sorry about the delay. The network in the east is bad, so just manage this for today. Anyway, while this is loading up, you would see, like I just showed us, you would see different options: specialization, guided projects, courses. So you choose one. If you want to follow a learning path, which I usually recommend, that will be specialization on Coursera. I don't know why this is not loading up. Learning path will be specialization on Coursera. So you can look out for specializations and you click on them to see if there are available financial aids that you could apply for. Alright, if not, just stick to courses. Stick to courses, and that might be helpful to you. Okay, so we have IBM Data Science. So this is a professional certificate. Alright, professional certificate. Let's see. So we click on it. Let's see if there is an available financial aid that we could get out of this. Great. So here we are. When you look at this interface, you come down here, you can see this financial aid available. Alright, and then at the top you see something like try for free, enroll to start your 7-day full access free trial. Same thing here, enroll for free. Don't be deceived by those. Okay, do not enroll for free and do not try for free. If you do this, you only have 7 days of free trial to access your course. And if you are not able to finish the course within 7 days, you can imagine how many months it took me to finish just one course. So if you're not able to finish your course within 7 days, then you will be required to pay before you could continue learning that program. Alright, so you want to avoid that and just quickly come down to financial aid. This is the same thing for all your financial aid processes on Coursera. Alright, so click on financial aid, and then you have this comes up here, and it's telling me now that this is my first out of 10 applications for this year, because the last one I applied for was for last year. Okay, so you can see the original price, $38, and it's asking which course would you like to apply aid to. Alright, now I told us that for specialization, it's a collection of courses. So these are the courses under this particular professional course. Okay, so for financial aid, you cannot get a complete financial aid for everything, or you cannot apply for all at once. When I mean you can apply for all at once, I simply mean you will be required to apply for one course at a time. Okay, so you look out, in this case, this is a professional certificate. All right, so I can decide that since there are 10 courses here, you see that since there are 10 courses here, I can say that I would exhaust my 10 applications on just this professional certificate for this year. Okay, so that means I would apply for this one first. What is data science? Apply for that first, and I click on next. Okay, so when I'm done with that, I wait for 15 days. But if I think I can take all at once, then kudos to you. Go ahead and be my guest. But just make sure that you finish them in 6 months. That is what is required. Okay, Make sure you finish them 6 months. So this is the next page that you will stumble on. And then on this page, you will be required to fill in everything here. Okay, everything here will be empty. This is pre-filled because I have already been applying for financial aids. Okay, so you'll be required to choose your educational background. College is fine, or high school. Okay, I do not recommend master degree, even if you have a master degree, because the essence of applying for financial aid is that you don't have the money to pay. So if you're a master degree holder, it's assumed that you're already working, so you should be able to provide $38, to apply for this course. After all, you're going to be earning from the course. Okay, so you're going to be earning from the skill. So you want to choose between college degree or high school. All right. So once that is done, annual income, you have to be as low as possible. Okay, you have to be humble, even if you earn 1 million a year, except if you want to be generous or you think you can afford this, then be my guest, apply for it and pay. But if you cannot afford this, then this is the process you go through. Annual income, leave it at 1,200 or 1,000 max. All right. What this means is that you earn $100 every month. Okay, $100 every month, which is roughly 50,000. So if you take out $38 out of $100 that you earn every month, you are almost running bankrupt. All right. So that is the essence of this. You have to be as low as possible. Employment status, student. And then here you'll be asked, why are you applying for financial aid? All right. I would likely drop a template that you can use and modify. Please, if I drop the template, be creative. Don't just copy and paste, because you would be declined. Okay, you'll be declined. Anything I share with us in the group, always be creative with it. Do not use it word for word, because it means somebody else has used it. So be creative with anything I share with you guys. Why are you applying for financial aid? You tell them a very, very pitiable story. Okay, again, the essence of this is to show them that you cannot afford this money, so you are begging them for scholarship in that sense. So whatever you're telling them, just make sure that it is a pitiable story that you're providing. All right, so once you're done with that, and you must be able to type at least 150 words. You can see that if you don't get up to that, then this will not show up for you. So you tick this, and then you proceed to the next. All right. Once you proceed to the next, you would come up here, and then you'll be asked, how much can you afford to pay for this course? $1. All right, $1 or $0. Or $0 rather. So how will this course help you with your goals? All right. So the aim of this, or what you should be doing here at this very box, is to tell them that you want to learn to improve yourself so that you can help others. That is the goal. All right. You are learning to help others. If you paint the picture of you want to learn to use it to make money for yourself, well, that is your choice. But if you follow my guide, paint rather a picture that you want to learn this course because it will help your career, to be able to help others, all right, or to be able to support yourself in a research project or whatever it is that you're trying to research on. Just find a story that makes sense and then slot that in there. Check the boxes. When you're done with that, of course, again, it has to be 150 words. When you're done, you check off these 2 boxes, and then you type this word down here. Type it. So ordinarily, I just like copying and pasting them. Just copy this word or this statement, copy it there, and paste it. Oh, sorry, not that. But you get the gist. This word here, I agree to the terms above. Okay, that is what you should type into this box. I don't know why my mouse is misbehaving. So copy this and paste it there. Once you're done, if everything is set, you tick that you're not a robot, and then you review. Who is this person just joining us? Sorry, excuse me, guys. Where am I? Not here. All right, great. So you tick that you're not a robot, and then you review. All right. Once you review, everything that you have written so far will be shown to you before you eventually submit the proposal or your financial aid application. All right. So once you have submitted, then expect a mail in your mailbox in the next 15 days from the day of your application. Whether you were approved for financial aid or not, you will get a mail, either a declined mail or an accepted mail from Coursera. All right, so that is basically how you apply for financial aid, and through this means you can learn as many skills as possible, okay, and then use it to groom yourself, learn new skills, diversify, and eventually it gives you more room and more opportunities as a freelancer. All right, so that is that for financial aid application. Is there any question on financial aid before I proceed to the next thing? Because we are basically done with financial aid. Is there any question on financial aid? Am I still muted? Okay. Somebody is asking, what is a guided project? Guided project is like the normal project you do in the university, okay? But in this case, it is somebody's project which you are opportune to have an access to if you have, say, if you have a financial aid to it. Okay, so it's like a project that can help you if you have a similar research on that kind of line of project. Okay, so you can look at somebody else's guided project and learn from it to make yours. Does data entry require coding or programming? No. Data entry is all about, I think we have a data entry expert in the house. Miriam Ayomide is a data entry expert, so you can reach out to her after the class. I think it's all about imputing data into some Excel sheets, stuff like that. I'm not an expert in that area, so you can meet her after the class. Financial aid, they ask how much you want to pay. Can't you say $0? Yes, you can. Actually, when I applied, I used $0. But over time, even if you use $1, they won't ask you to pay anything. That's what I figured out. So don't be stingy, Clara. Don't mind me. I was just being jovial. What is the question there? Okay, so I'm taking it that we all understand everything on financial aid. Is it only 6 months max that is applicable to all the courses in the year? You are expected to finish any course that you are giving on financial aid within this period of 6 months. In fact, let me be very frank with us. You spent 4 to 5 years, if not more, in the university to acquire a degree certificate. It has been discovered that it takes an average of 6 months if you really want to learn a new skill. It takes an average of 6 months to learn a new skill. Some do it in 3 months, okay? Some do it in 3 months, but an average of 6 months is a good time to learn a new skill. So if you want to learn a new skill, or you want to hone your already existing skill, that is, you want to develop it, 6 months is more than enough. So if it lingers more than 6 months, it means you are not serious. All right. So you have a period of 6 months of financial aid to finish that application. And come on, guys, this is a scholarship you're getting. Ordinarily, you should even finish it within 3 months or less. So except if you made a mistake like me and you went to apply for more than one, which you didn't know that you can finish. And that's why I'm sharing my experiences with us as we go along. Apply for one at a time. Okay, one at a time. I'm assuming whatever amount they subsidize for you is to be paid monthly. Oh no. For me, I was not asked from the beginning. When I applied, I used $0. So you guys can try that as well. Okay, I use $0, and whether it was subsidized or not, nothing. Financial aid simply means you are giving that course for free. At least that's what I understand it to mean from my experience. I have never been asked to pay anything, and I just showed us a course I completed on financial aid just this Sunday that just passed. So let's see if I can still bring out a course. This is it. I didn't pay a dime for that course. I didn't pay anything. Okay, so I don't think from the beginning of the course till the end of the course, even to downloading the certificate, all right, even to downloading the certificate, I didn't pay anything. So I don't know about any subsidy in terms of financial aid, but it was all free for me. All right, so I don't think there is any money that will be required of you, provided you got that. Okay, so this is it. Provided you got it via financial aid, I don't think you'll be paying for anything. And like I said, except if you have money to pay, then you can be that generous, right, to keep the system going. So that is that for that. How long does one have to apply for financial aid if one decides to do a course per year? I already told us we have 10 financial aid applications for each user of Coursera. As soon as you sign up to Coursera, okay, from your Google, you sign up on Coursera, and then you are entitled to 10 financial aid as a Coursera user. All right, so it simply means in a year you can only apply for financial aid 10 times. After that 10 times, you cannot until the next year. All right, so in fact, 10 financial aid is even too much for one person, except you just want to be playing around gathering certificates. All right, so I think we are good to proceed. All right, let's return to the class. So we move to the next. I shared with us from the beginning of this class that even if you think you have no skill, by the virtue of you joining this training, you are expected to leave or graduate from this training with at least 2 skills. One is customer care representative, and the second is virtual assistant. All right, customer care representative is very, very straightforward, and that's why I quickly shared this 2 platform with us. Before I proceed, even though this is not part of it, but let me just share another platform with us where we can actually learn, and that is HubSpot. It is also for free, and the good thing with HubSpot is that you do not need to apply for financial aid, neither do you need to use your credit card. All that is needed on HubSpot is sign up. So Google HubSpot, look for the academy, and then you're good to go. Just sign up and that's it. All right, just come over here, sign up for free. Once you sign up for free, you'll be taken to the page where you can see all the courses here available. You have courses on LinkedIn marketing for business, digital marketing, digital advertising, website optimization, course how to increase your page optimization, take your business online with HubSpot, YouTube marketing course, social media marketing, SEO, so much, guys, that you can apply for. If you want to go for sales, you have a course here, and the good thing is even the certificates are free and they are globally recognized. All right, you can go for more content marketing. These are categories that you can learn from. So guys, if you leave this course or this training without gathering as many certificates as possible, then you are responsible for your own failure. Okay, so I have shown you at least 3 platforms where you can endlessly gather as many certificates as you want. All right, I think there are some that actually don't go with certificates. Okay, some are just courses that will help you gain knowledge, while some have certifications attached to them. So you want to check here to be sure that the one you are taking has a certificate attached to it. All right, so you can get certified on HubSpot, and that is that for HubSpot. I don't want to go too detailed in that. You could just play around that at your own free time. All right, so let's proceed to the next. I was talking about skill that you should graduate this class with, and I intentionally chose those skills because those are common skills that even if you don't have any skill at all, you can begin with those, and you can begin actually to earn with them. An average customer service representative on a freelancing site like Upwork earns $5 per hour. Okay, so if you multiply $5 and you're lucky to get 40 hours per week, this is something that is very common on Upwork that I see almost every day. Okay, let me show us so that you understand what I'm trying to say. Sorry, excuse me. Find work. Let's see. We'll get here, guys. Don't be in a hurry. I'm not an advocate of pursuing the bag first. I rather advocate that you pursue the skill first, because I told us from the beginning, if you don't have the skill, you won't survive here, and that's the truth. Okay, so I will take my time to show us how to go around all this. Just be patient, gather the skills first. Make sure you hone those skills well, so that the skills will help you out when we begin to hunt for jobs on Upwork and other freelancing sites. Why is this taking too long? Okay, you made a mistake already. Okay, so you can see, different jobs available. Just give me a moment, please. So this is basically where I come to hunt for jobs. One of the many places I come to hunt for jobs. So you see, project manager. This is another skill you can choose to learn on HubSpot, okay, or even on Coursera. So you can see how much they are earning: $15 to $45 per hour. So guys, there's money here. Administrative assistant. I think somebody in the group already started a course on this. Administrative assistant. So you can earn this amount in an hour. So imagine if you earn this in 5 hours, man, you're already a millionaire in a month. So you can see this is another assistant. Is this a magic? I don't see this much whenever I come online until now. So you can see virtual admin and marketing assistant, 5 to 6 hours per day, Monday to Friday. You must be based in Australia. Sorry, this is not for us. So you can see retype a document to MS Word. Guys, work with the here. Sorry to switch to Pidgin. There are some work that are here that are so you will see them and you'll be wondering, is this a job? I can imagine how much this person is willing to pay you just to convert a document from that file to that file format. Make a new Google form. We'll be seeing this in a few times to come. Okay, so these are jobs. I'm trying to see where we have. Okay, I'm looking to hire an additional virtual assistant for our team. Well, this is quite small, but then look at this. This is another virtual assistant role for $4 to $6. So that's the average you would get for virtual assistant. Customer service rep, email rep, $11 to $30. So guys, this is just to boost your morale and to make you understand that there are jobs and there are jobs. But what stand you out from the crowd is your skill. All right. So forget about those now. There will always be jobs there and other places that we would be showing us. All right. Sorry about that. So that is why I want to take my time to show us exactly how to gather these skills first before we talk about hunting or applying for jobs. All right. So to begin with, we'll be looking at some skills that are very crucial as a virtual assistant. Okay, two category of tools that you'll be using as a virtual assistant is one, communication tools, and two, what is referred to as CRM tools. All right, let's read. It says there are 1,000,001 jobs available for anyone who desires to become a freelancer, and that's true. I just showed us some. However, having a skill to attend to the job is of essence. Okay. In this training, we shall introduce us to some customer relationship management tools, which is a CRM tool I just spoke about, and some communication tools that we can set up, or that can set us up. Sorry, it's a mistake. That can set us up as a virtual assistant or a customer service representative. Okay, so some of these tools that we will be looking at include Google Suite, which presently goes by the name Google Workspace. Okay, and it's a conglomerate of many applications put together. We'll be seeing that in a minute. We have Slack, we have Trello. This is a conglomerate. It acts like what's it called? Microsoft Suite. Okay, we'll be seeing that in a few minutes. Slack is a communication tool. Trello is a project management tool. Okay, Zoom. A lot of us here know Zoom, so that's like a conferencing tool, also for communication. Zendesk is a ticketing tool, also works like HubSpot, all right, and so many others like that. So I'll be showing us some basics for the purpose of this class. I'll be showing us or introducing us to Google Suites, okay, some very key applications that you will need as a virtual assistant from Google Suite. Google has over, if I'm not mistaken, Google has over 101 applications in their name, okay, that they have bought, either the ones they created by themselves or the one they bought over to their company. So over 100 of them, and we cannot use everything, okay. So we just pick up some few ones that, from my experience, I think a lot of us would need, and from what I have stumbled on Upwork, those are the most tools that many clients require a virtual assistant to own or to have. All right. So we'll also look at Slack. We'll look at Trello and Zoom. Okay. I don't think time will permit us to look at Zendesk, but I will drop a video for us so that we could, get acquainted with Zendesk. The reason why I wouldn't want to waste my time on Zendesk is not because I don't want to teach you, but because Zendesk is usually for businesses. Okay, so for you to use Zendesk, you need to sign up on Zendesk as a business person. Okay, and it's mostly a paid service. Even though my own free version has ended, it's a paid service, and not everybody is expected to own a Zendesk account. Okay, because if you happen to meet a client that needs you to work on Zendesk, you will not probably be working as an administrator. You'll be working as an agent, a ticketing agent. Okay, so you are expected to learn how to use the ticketing part of Zendesk, not the administrative part. So that is why I would not dwell so much on this. I would rather show us a video that we can watch. It's a complete video, okay? A video that covers both the administrative part of Zendesk and the ticketing part, so that if eventually you stumble on any job, because there are jobs that require you to set up Zendesk completely. So if you have that knowledge, it will be helpful for you. So without wasting much time, let's quickly head over to the first, which is Google Suite. Now, some of us may know a lot about some of these applications. Just be patient with us. Not everybody here are on the same page, okay? So I'll be taking it gradually, and maybe if you are an expert, you could just consider this to be a class to refresh your memory, and if not, just go along with us. So the first thing we'll be looking at is Google Suite, and under Google Suite, how do we navigate our Google Suite? Any browser you're using, if you're using a Chrome browser, then fine. Anytime you open a new tab, you will see Google. Okay, if you're using a Chrome browser, I am using Generate. Okay, I'm using the Generate browser, and the reason why I love Generate browser is because for every time you spend on Generate, you are given a bonus. All right, and you can use this bonus to buy something online. Okay, So you could use it on Amazon, you could use it to buy stuff, you could use it to get a gift card. All right, so it's not like other application that steals your information and don't reward you. So generate rewards. If you're interested, you could just download generate. So but that's not part of this class. That's just on the side. So head over to google.com, and this is what you have if you're using a Google Chrome to access your web browser. This is what you will see once you open a Google Chrome. So you don't need to type Google again. Now on the top right hand side, you see these 9 dots here. It's assumed that if you are using a Google account, you should already have a Gmail account. Okay, you should have a Gmail account. So let's just begin with the first, which is signing up for a Gmail account, because for you to be able to use Google Workspace, which is also known as Google Suite, you should have a Gmail account. All right, so let's begin with the first. And before we head over to that, you need to know that Google Suite or Google Workspace, I'll be using that interchangeably, has both the free version and the paid version. Okay, the free version is open to anybody that has a Gmail account, while the paid version is usually used by businesses and enterprises. Okay, personal brands as well could use the paid version, but as the name implies, you need to pay to access those services. As we go along, we'll see where there are differences between the paid and the free version. So the first thing you want to do, if you don't have a Gmail, I'm assuming we all have a Gmail account, because if you don't have a Gmail account, you can't even be in this class. All right, so it's because of your Gmail account that you're able to access the meeting that we are holding presently. So one of the benefits of having a free Google account is that you're able to access Google Meeting. Okay, so we head over to Gmail, not Google, please. Just type in gmail.com. This is the very beginning. For some of us here who don't know how to open a Gmail account for ourselves, some clients will need you to open a fresh account. Okay, so you need to understand this. You need to know this. Sorry, I am not supposed to be here. Sorry, this is a client's information. Gmail sign up, please. Gmail sign up, not gmail.com, because it will take you to your account. So Gmail sign up, create a Google account, create a Gmail account. Okay, create a Gmail account, and then you're brought here. Okay, so a quick one. Thank God I remember this. A quick one. Nigeria has a bad name already. Sorry to say that, but that's the reality. Now, if you open a Gmail account with a Nigerian number, you would have a lot of limitation. All right, you would have a lot of limitation. I'll tell you a story. I had a client. This particular client, you saw me when I opened my Gmail account. This client, that is the first name on my account, Jordan. The client needed me, while we were already working, she needed me to download an application. Okay, and that application was to give me an access to be able to buy or own a US number, because she needed me to contact some of our customers in the US, and she wanted me to use a US number to contact them, so that it will be assumed that it is somebody from the US that is talking to them. All right, some clients will need that from you. I'll show us how to get those numbers eventually towards the end of the class. I mean, the end of the training. So she sent me a link, and when I got the link, I went over to Play Store. I searched and searched and searched. I couldn't get that particular application. I complained to her. She searched her own Play Store. She said she could see it. She sent me a screenshot, and I was wondering, am I using a different phone? Is the problem from my phone? So I started making research to know exactly what was wrong, and then I figured out that that particular application was off the Play Store on the Nigerian market, and that was because the account I was using, the Gmail account I was using, was tied to a Nigerian number. So it is assumed that I am in Nigeria and I am a Nigerian. And so, since Nigeria has been blacklisted from the database of that application, I cannot download that application as a Nigerian. I mean. So that is one of the limitations we have. Some of us who are Amazon users, you know about the app called Kindle. Okay, it will amaze you. Kindle is a very rich app that you could use to read, okay, online and for free. I learned, but unfortunately, Kindle is not as rich as that application is. It is not available to Nigerians. You go on Play Store, you search for Kindle app, you will not find it. It's that crazy. We are so limited to what we can do as a Nigerian. So I had to avert that situation. I had to create a fresh Gmail account with a US number. I have a US number which I was able to get with a US number. Okay, so when I finished creating that account with a US number, I used that same account to sign into my Play Store. Okay, so I searched for that same application, and lo and behold, I found the application. It was then I understood really that Nigeria has a long way to go. Okay, so sometimes you might be searching for an application on Play Store, you don't find it. Just know that you're already limited because you are using a Nigerian tied number to your Gmail account. Okay, so here we are. That's just on the side. If you're creating a Gmail account, you begin here. You can do that on your phone, or you can do it on your PC. So you can click on, I think this is a support. Oh, this is not the right place to be. But anyway, you could create from here. Just click on create account and it will take you to where you should sign up your account. Alright. So this is the page that you are supposed to be. Okay, to create your account. Maybe I'll just drop the link. Or drop the link for reference sake. I'll drop the link in the chat box, and maybe somebody can, yes, upspot.com. Somebody can help us copy this link and paste it in the WhatsApp group, because I don't want to go out of the Google meeting. Somebody, Clara, could you help us copy the link and paste it in the WhatsApp group so that we could have access to it anytime we want to open a Gmail account? Okay, so I'll show us another way to navigate to this page. Alright, so if you already have an account, alright, already you have a Gmail account, all you need to do is just open your Gmail account. Open your Gmail account. You have your Gmail account here. Okay. You can either go through, I'm already signed in, so let me take it back. So if you are on your, let's go back. If you are already on a Google Chrome, alright, you can type Google. If you are not on Chrome, you can type google.com. If you are not on Chrome, but if you're on Chrome and you're signed into your Gmail already, you see these 9 dots here. Just click on it. Head over to your Gmail. You see Gmail here. Before then, let me show us all these applications. Account, search. This search here is where we currently are. Alright. Account, search, business manager. Business profile. Okay. This is actually a skill I am offering to a client presently. How to manage this. Alright. So it's also a skill that you might want to learn. It's called Google My Business. It's a skill that you might want to add to your bucket of skills, so that if you find a client that needs the skill, you could offer the skill. We have Google Maps. YouTube, that we all know, is also owned by Google. I'm sure many of us don't know. Play Store that you have on your Android is owned by Google. Alright. Google News, Gmail, Google Meet, Google Chat. This works like WhatsApp. Google Contact. This one, for those of you complaining that you misplaced your phone and all your contacts are gone, you buy a new phone, you start looking for your contact. Will show us how to save our contact to Google Contact, so that wherever you are in the world, you can always download your contact. There is nothing like I lost my contact again. Thanks to your presence in this class. Somebody just joined us and I can't find who the person is. whoever it is, somebody drop a message in the WhatsApp group that the person should join again. I can't find him or her. So back to this. The 9 dots takes us to all the Google applications. So you scroll down, you see more of them. Some of you already, you know about photos. Some of you who use Android phone, you must have seen this logo. These are Google Photos. These are cloud space where you can store your properties, okay, your digital files. We have Google Drive, Google Translate, Google Calendar. So we'll be seeing a couple of these tools in use, okay? But for now, if you want to see more, you can just click on more. Let's just see so that we don't say we never saw them. So many products, guys. So many products. You can see all these are Google products. All these Google. Here we are. You see that? Android Auto, Android OS, Android TV. So many that we have never even heard of. All right, so many of them. Google Authenticator, Google Expeditions, and so many of them. So all these, even Google Door, all these are Google applications. So many. All right, even those for business. So if you want to head over to business, that is when you begin to pay for these services. Okay, so all these services are free. All these ones up here are free. Okay, so if you now go over to the paid version, that is when you'll be entitled to using all these ones. You see them? All these are paid. So everything here put together, from the beginning here to the end, is what is referred to as Google Workstation. Everything put together is Google Workstation. Or rather, Google Workspace, not Workstation. Permit me. Google Workspace. So let's return back to where we were. We come over here and then we head over to our Gmail. Okay, so we click on Gmail and it takes us to our mail. However, we want to create another account. I don't even think you need to come down here. We want to create another account. This was the client I was telling us about. We want to create another account. Click on your picture. If you have a picture uploaded to your Google profile, you will see it here. So to create another account, click on picture, okay, and then click on add another account. All right, this is an account of a client I'm managing. Add another account. This is how to create a fresh account from your already existing account without having the both accounts being tied to each other. So this is a fresh account altogether. So from your sign-in page, come down here to see create account. So you create account. You can either create an account for yourself, or if you have a child, you know these days children are prone to adult content. All right, so you can create an account for your child. If you want to buy, for instance, that's why that's how I teach. So permit me if I'm digressing one way or the other. I share valuable information at different points. So if you have a child and you want to give the child a phone, or you want to buy a phone for a child, you are expected to create a different Gmail account for your child. Do not use your Gmail account to log into your child's phone so as to use the Play Store for your child. All right, create a fresh account for your child. The reason is this: Google recognizes Gmail accounts specifically targeted towards children, so that they know exactly the kind of content to show to children. So if you create an account for a child, for instance, that account, as you begin to create, you can try this at your own free time. We will not be doing that here. As you create the account for your child, the account will be tied to your own account as a parent or a guardian. Okay, so that anytime your child wants to download anything from Play Store, the child will need your permission. A message will be sent to you, even if your child travels to abroad or wherever the child is, provided the child is trying to access something on that phone, which requires him or her to have a Google account. You will receive a message wherever you are, whether you are at the office or whether you traveled. You receive a message on your own mail that your child needs an access to download this particular thing. Okay, and that is how to monitor your child's phone or your child's tablet or whatever it is that your child has as a gadget. All right. And another thing is, it also helps YouTube. Okay, because Google owns YouTube, so it also helps YouTube to streamline the kind of content they show to your child. So if you go to YouTube and you just type YouTube, you will see all manner of videos showing up at the home page of your YouTube, including adult content, if you have ever stumbled on that before. That is because when you signed up on Google, your age was above 18. Okay? But when you open a Gmail for your child or a Google account for your child, when your child signs up or logs onto YouTube, okay, the majority of what your child will be seeing on YouTube will be things meant for kids, like cartoon and other things like programming for children, stuff like that. Okay, that is why this is very important. And then you could also create a Gmail for your business. This, I think, is particularly targeted to the paid version of Gmail, all right, or the paid version of Google Workspace. All right, so to create an account, you click on For Myself, all right, For Myself, and then you proceed. All right, so here we are back to this place again. So these are the two ways to navigate this option. All right, so you click in, put in your first name. I don't want to create an account, but I'm giving us as our second task. All right, this is your second task. Create an account from scratch to finish. Okay, it will be very important for us, and there is no crime in having more than one account. Personally, I have about 3 to 6 Google accounts, and I use them for different things. Okay, so if you feel you want to, sorry, excuse me, let me accept this person before the person leaves. All right, so here we go. If you feel you have been receiving a lot of spam messages or unsolicited messages from different people that you don't know, the best thing to do is to start a fresh account and let this account be targeted towards a particular thing. So if you want to start off your journey as a freelancer, you could just create, in fact, I am instructing all of us to create a fresh account for your freelance journey, and then as we go along, I would be needing you to sign up with this particular account on your Google Forms. I'll show us that eventually when we get there. So for now, just create an account. It doesn't take much. Put in your first name, put in your last name, choose a username, put in a password and confirm the password that you want. Show your password and then you proceed. Okay? When you proceed, I don't want to open an account, so I'm leaving this to us so that we don't waste much time here. All right? Once we go through this, an account will be created for us. If you don't want that limitation, okay, I am tempted to show us how to get the US number, but that will be jumping one step to another. But don't worry, we'll get there. If you don't want the limitation I talked about, then you need a US number to create this account. All right? But for now, just create an account. The basics is learn the skill to open a Gmail for yourself and by yourself. All right? So once that is done, we then head back to the beginning, which is where we were. I told us if you use a Google Chrome, once you open a new tab, this is what you see. So you don't need to be typing Google every time. If you're just joining us, please mute your microphone. Fumilola Mutsunrayo, mute your microphone, please. Alright, so where was I? Alright, so we head back to the beginning. This, I showed us how to create an account because that is the first step to using anything that Google owns. If you don't have a Gmail, you cannot have access to anything called Google, except the Google search, which is like the fundamental for everybody. Alright, but to access all these products which are free, you need a Google account. You discover that even if you buy a new Android phone and you want to download anything from Play Store, you will be asked to put in your Gmail account. If you don't have a Gmail account, you can't use it. All right? So that is why I had to show us how to create one for ourselves. Now, once we are done with that, we can now start talking about accessing the different components of our account. So we'll begin with the first, which is account. All right? We'll begin with the first, which is account. and clicking on account. Account basically gives us an access to everything that we have as a Google subscriber. Okay, because by the virtue of owning a Gmail account, you have a world inside Google. Okay, so Google is a world of its own, and Gmail is the gateway to that world. So the moment you have a Gmail account, you have entered into a Google world. So this is like your dashboard on Google. The home page is where you find all this, where you can put in your picture. If you don't have a picture, you can put in your picture here, so that every time you sign into your Google, you always see your picture up here. So from here, you can see privacy and personalization. You could play around with all these things, all right? Because I won't be touching everything, but I'll be touching a few of them. Okay. Now, what you see on this home is like a collection of some of what you'll be seeing in this category. All right. So that was why I said at your free time, all right, play around these things so that you get acquainted with them. So let's just proceed to personal information. Like I said, what you'll be seeing on this home page is a collection of what you will be seeing inside all these. So let's head over to personal information. So this is where you put in your personal data, all right? Your name, your address, your birthday, gender, phone number. You can see I had to use the US number because I needed access to many things that Nigerian number was limiting me to. Okay, these are the different numbers. I'm supposed to even remove this. Anyway, these are like numbers, different mails that I used as alternative emails when I was signing up. So your phone numbers, this is where you get to edit all of them. So if you want to edit them, just click on it and you'll be taken to the page where you edit them. You can see that you can just edit, and here you can do or just play around it at your own free time. Okay guys, I don't want to waste too much time here. You can see your profile from here. You can choose what others see about you. If you don't want them to see your age, like the ladies in our midst, when you ask them what's your age, you say you don't ask ladies that question. So you can just come over here and hide whatever it is you want to hide, and then with a password, you can head over here to change your password. Okay, you can head over here to change your password. If you don't remember your password, you can still come down here and click on forgot password. All right, and then just follow the process. It will help you recover your password. I'm very sure many of you don't remember your Google password, so use this medium to retrieve your password and create a new account, a Gmail account for yourself. Okay, so this is all about personal information. You have general preference for websites and all that. So that is that for personal info. And then we head over to privacy and data and privacy, and that brings us down to things that concerns what we have done so far on Google. All right, things you have done and places you have been to. If you have been using Google Map or you have been using Google Chrome, saving some bookmarks on Google Chrome, generally these are a lot like your history panel. It shows you things that you have been doing. Okay, your location history, web activity, YouTube history, everything like that. All right, so again, at a free time, play around there. This is basically for advertisers. Okay, if you are a Google advertiser, then you should know how to use this. I don't want to go into all that for now. So that is that for privacy. You can see info you share with others. All right, what you want them to see, payment, subscription, interested in learning more. Let's just head over to the next. We have security. Okay, under security, this is another place where you can actually change your password. Okay, so you can see now this is one thing I will dwell on, because security is very important when it comes to data and Google accounts. Okay, so if you have any threats, if your Gmail is threatened, once you come to security, you will see a notification that you see what you are you are needed to attend to right on this page. All right. So if your password is at risk, you see a notification asking you to change your password or do something. All right. And if there are any application or any website that you have given access to, you have given that website access to your Gmail account or your Google account, you see them all here. So yesterday I gave, was it yesterday or some days ago, I gave Zoom access to my Gmail so that I can be logging into Zoom with my Gmail. You see there are some websites you open and they'll ask you sign in or sign in with Google account. So once you sign in with Google account, that's what you're doing. You're giving that application access to your Gmail account. So once anybody has access to that application, they might venture into your Google account. So you want to be careful. Now, under password, under sign in to Google, you are expected to secure your Gmail account. Okay? And how do you secure your Gmail account? You can secure your Gmail account first with your password, which is not enough. Okay? You also need to secure your Gmail account. The same thing applies with many apps that we use. Social media applications like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You're expected to use a two-step verification, okay, to secure your account. Very crucial. So when you head over to security, under signing into Google, click on two-step verification. Once you click on that, it will guide you through some process, okay, to guide you through some process which you are supposed to follow in order to secure your account, so that nobody can access your account except they have access that you have permitted. And there are basically 2 to 3 ways to secure your account. So what you'll be seeing here, you will see turn on, because mine is already on since 2021. So you will see turn on. Just click on turn on. If you don't find turn on, you scroll down and you will see 3 options for you to use to secure your 2 steps. Okay, you will see the Authenticator app, which is usually the recommended. Okay, Authenticator app is a Google application which you can use to secure your account on Google. All right, this is what it is. You scroll down here, you'll see Authenticator app here. Oh, thought I showed that it was. It's not. I took it out. Sorry. It's one of those products I was showing us earlier. Okay, but you can download it from Play Store. All right. Authenticator app is the most secure way to secure anything, whether your Facebook, your Twitter, any social media account, and your Google account. All right. Authenticator app is the most secure way to do that. And there are 2 types of Authenticator app. In fact, there are many Authenticator apps, but the most common ones are Google Authenticator app and Microsoft Authenticator app. So if you want to secure Microsoft related applications, you use the Microsoft Authenticator app. If you want to secure Google related applications, you use a Google Authenticator app. Alright, when I mean Google related, it's either Google owns them, or Google has bought them over, or you have given access to that application via your Google account. Okay, either ways, you can use Google Authenticator app to secure your account. So how you go about this, because I cannot be doing that here, so I'll just explain the process. Just listen to it. There will be replay so that you can always fall back to the recording. You download the Authenticator app, and then when you click on the Authenticator app, usually it's best on phone, okay, but you can use a PC too. You click on Authenticator app, it would show you some code, okay, or some item to scan. Okay, you can see Authenticator app. I've already activated mine. That's why it's not taking me through the process. So it will show you a scan code that you have to capture with your screen. But usually that might be a little bit difficult for us. So once you download the app, Authenticator app, it will ask you to log in. Okay, so you log in with your Gmail account, which you have created. Once you log in with your Gmail account, now you head over to your Gmail, this particular place where we are, this interface. You click on Authenticator app, you follow the process. Now it gets to a stage where this page will ask you to impute some code into your Authenticator app. Once you sign into your Authenticator app, you see the process, you see a plus sign at the bottom part. For the first time, you'll be guided on how to do that. So you'll be requested to put in a code. Once you click on the Authenticator app here, the next page will likely take you to the page where you find the code. So you put in the code into your Authenticator app. The Authenticator app will then take you to another page where another different code will be provided, all right, which you will then slot in again to where you are. I don't know if it's a little dicey, but I would have said I should make a video, but unfortunately Authenticator apps does not allow screen recording, just like if you have tried screenshotting your Bata app. So all those are tight securities, okay, which you cannot screenshot and you cannot record the screens. So just follow the process. You can read it up if you're confused. But the easiest one is through text messages. You will see the option here, which is what I used here as well. Okay, you see the option of text message under Authenticator app. Okay, so once you click on text message, that is very easy. Once you click on text message, you click on setup. This is not it, please. You click on setup. Okay, yeah, this is it. Sorry. You click on setup, and it will request that you put in your number, your phone number. All right. So you put in your phone number. A code will be sent to your number based on what your preference is here, either a code or a phone call. So you choose anyone that suits you, and then you click on next. Immediately you will receive a code on your phone, and then as you click on next, it will ask you to put in the code that you received on your phone, put it into the slot that will be provided on the next page. Once you do that, your phone will be protected. I mean, your account will be protected. Anytime you want to log into your Gmail account, a code will be sent to your phone asking you to supply that code. So that is how you will be signing in every single time, and that is how you secure your account. If you can do the same thing for other social media accounts of your choice. The third method is the security key. I don't really advise this to be used, because if you miss this at any time, you will never recover your account again. So the two I recommend is Authenticator app or voice or text message. And some app will even allow you to use the two as well. That is like double security for you. So that is that for securing your account. So another thing you might want to do for extra security step is to activate this section, how we can verify you in case you misplace your phone and the only security measure that you set up was your phone text message to your phone. I mean, you could use this to secure your phone again, so that if you don't have that phone anymore, or you don't have that SIM card anymore, and you get another phone and you're trying to log in, and then they ask you, you click on forgot password, they will begin to ask you this kind of questions. Okay, do you want a code to be sent to your recovery phone or a recovery email, or you set up a question, a security question. So a lot to do, okay guys, a lot to do. And here, your devices, these are the devices that you have granted access to use your Gmail account. So presently I'm on Windows. This is my phone, which is also having Google already logged into it. And this is another Windows, which is Google Chrome. All right. And here, these are third-party applications that I have given access to use my Gmail, or that I have signed into with my Gmail account. So this is Zoom. This is Facebook, and this is a Google app. We'll be seeing all this in a few slides later on. Okay, so at your own free time, please, at your own free time, just play around these things. It is very important. I know why I am taking my time to show us all this, because sometimes you get a crazy client that wants to test your ability on how to use Google Workspace, and he will just ask you, change the security, change the password of this account and send me the password. And if you don't know how to navigate your way around, you lost the job. It's as simple as that. You know the whites, they don't do GoCom Once you don't know it, you don't know it. You don't paint it blue black. All right. So people and sharing. That's the next category we'll be seeing. Aha. This is what I spoke about earlier on. I had to create a Gmail account for my little niece because I didn't want to use mine on her tablet. So you can see her here. This is my little niece's Gmail. So anytime she wants to install anything on her tablet, I will get a notification. Okay, even if she is trying to access adult content on her YouTube, I will get a notification. So that's why it's important that we set up kids account separately and not use your Gmail to activate your kids gadgets. This is Google Contact. We'll be seeing this eventually when we deal with contacts. This is Google Maps. This is business features. Anyway, because of time, all right, we will not be going through all this. Let's go quickly look at the last one, which is payment. Okay, this is basically where if you have ever bought anything on Google, okay, you will be asked to put in your card details, and you will be given the option to automatically save your card details for future reference. So this is where you can also deactivate if you have saved your card details on Google and you don't know how to deactivate it. This is where you can do that. All right, this is where you can do that. If you have ever subscribed to any Google product or any product at all via your Google, this was the application I used to get or buy the US number. So you can see I've subscribed for 1 full year till 2023. So this is basically what you could do with your Google account. All right, we will be seeing more on Google Drive eventually as we proceed. If there are any purchases you have made on Google, you'll see them here. And so that brings us to the end of Google account. Everything on Google account is what I have shown us basically. All right. So because of time, I will just take one more thing. Okay, I'll take one more thing because it would be very brief. Okay, I won't be touching on this because this is a skill on its own. It's something you need to learn. You can actually learn it on LinkedIn. Just type Google My Business and you see courses on that on LinkedIn. So I won't be teaching that here. Google Map is something you use every day. Play Store is something you use every day. YouTube, the same thing. Google News, we don't need this. So we'll be looking at this because this is a course, okay, on its own. How to navigate the entirety of Gmail. We'll visit this, we'll see how to create meetings, okay? Because this is what I use to create this meeting, which all of you are in presently. All right, Google Meet. That is what I used. So we'll learn how to create meetings eventually, but let's just look at Contact, Google Contact. Okay, so Google Contact is a feature that you have access to once you have a Gmail account. Okay, and what does this do for you? It helps you to save all the contacts on your phone. Okay, so that whether you want to flash your phone, whether you lost your phone, whether your phone got damaged, whether the screen got spoiled, whatever it is, all right, you can always have access. As you can see, I'm on my laptop, not on my phone, and I still have access to all my contacts from my phone. All the contacts I have ever saved, right from my secondary school days. You can see how many contacts I have here. These are 330. These are 1,000 plus contacts. So these were imported. So this is just the best way to save your contacts. Instead of writing them down on the book or having a diary for your contact, you can just head over to your Google Contact and do that. How do you go about that? You can, from your phone, okay, go to your contacts from your phone. Let me be using my phone to teach us because I can't play around that with my head. So from your phone, go to your contacts. If you're using an Android phone, click on the hamburger sign there. All right, and then you would see manage contacts. Okay, if you're using an Android phone, click on the 3 lines. These 3 lines. Once you go to contact, you see these 3 lines on your phone. Click on it, and then you will see manage contacts. All right, as an option. Under manage contacts, you will see synchronize contacts. if your Gmail has been logged in to your phone, the moment you tap on synchronize contacts, all right, you would see a lot of all your contacts automatically being uploaded to the cloud. Where your contacts are uploading to is what is called Google Contacts. All right, so that is one. Secondly, you could add contacts manually. How do you do that? Click on create. You can either add one contact or add multiple contacts, your choice. We're adding just one contact for this session, and then a form will be brought out for you. Okay, you put in the first name, put in the last name. You can put in an image if you have the person's picture, so that whenever the person calls, the image of the person will be showing on your screen, your phone screen. All right, you can put in the address. You can put in, just fill in these details, and when you're done, you head over to this place where it says save, and then you save the contact. Once you save the contact, it automatically loads here. All right, and then you can head over to this point to search for the contact name to be sure it is saved. Now, another thing you could do with Google Contact, you can actually do this on your phone. All right, I've already showed us how to do that. Just go through your phone browser. You have access to this. Put your phone browser, set it to desktop view, and you're good to go. Another thing you could do is to import contacts. Okay, you can import contacts if, for instance, there are ways you can actually save contacts in a Google Sheet, okay, and or a Microsoft Excel sheet. All right, and once you have saved the contact in Microsoft Excel sheet, the file is saved as a CSV file. The CSV file. So if you have the file on your phone, all right, this is the easiest way to save email contacts. All right, if you have multiple people in your email list and you want to save their contact in, and they are all in a Excel sheet, just head over to import. Okay, head over to import, and you'll be asked to select a file, and then you select the file that contains those contacts. Of course, it has to be an Excel file. Once you select the file, let's assume this is the file. Of course, this will not go. Once you select the file, you click on the file that is on your phone. If you are using a PC, you click on open. If you are using your phone, just click on the file. It will automatically upload. Okay, and once it uploads, you will see the file here, and then you click on import. All right, click on import. As soon as you click on import, the names on the file will automatically be imported into your Google Contact. That is what you can find here. You can see all these contacts were imported. All right, all these were imported. And then if you have a new phone without contact, all you need to do is just sign into your Gmail account on your phone, head over to Google Contacts, and then come to export. All right, once you export the file. It asks you, what file do you want to export? Is it all your contacts or selected contacts? All right, you choose. Do you want to export any of these? You choose the contacts you want to export. All right, and then what format do you want to export them? You can either export them as a Google Sheet, Microsoft Excel sheet. Okay, these two functions alike, or as a vCard for Apple users. Okay, so iPhone users rather. And then once you have made your choice, you click on export. So the file will be downloaded into your phone as a CSV file, as an Excel sheet. Okay, once you are done with downloading, you click on that file that you downloaded, and immediately it will begin to import all the files, all the contacts in that file. It will import it into your phone. And once you head over to the contacts list on your phone, you will see all the contact that has been imported from your Google contact list. All right, so of course, if you want to print any contact, you can go ahead and use this option. Other contacts, okay, you can play around these at your own free time. If there are contacts you feel you need to trash out, you can always select them, and then once you're done selecting, you trash them. Okay, you either delete You would even see options to delete. I think there's an option to delete here. Yeah, you could delete, you could export, you could print. Just play around all these stuff, guys. Play around them at your own leisure and see what you can get with them. So I don't want to give you this as an assignment. Just do it at your own discretion. But the 2 assignments I've given you, make sure you do them. You have to create a fresh account, okay, from the beginning. And then I can't remember the second one. Hopefully I will by the end of the training. So with this, we have come to the end of this session. By tomorrow, we'll dwell on Gmail. We'll dwell on Google Drive. And if time permits, we'll dwell on Google Meet. Alright? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a swell time with you guys. Let me have your questions if there are any. And if there are none, we'll call it a night. Do you have any question?
Yeah, I have a question.
All right, let's hear you.
The one you were explaining about, like, for example, on my phone now, like, I'm using an Android phone, so I really set my contacts before, but as you were saying it, I was going through it and I was doing it, and I have like numerous Gmails, apart from my normal, like, regular true Gmail. I have other Gmails, and I found out that all those other Gmails were turned on, as they were turned on to be able to sync. Does that mean that, like, all my contacts and are saved all of those Gmails?
All your contacts.
I have to start turning off.
Yeah.
My Gmail, all my several Gmails were turned on, like, to sync my contacts on my phone, as in they were all on, as in they were turned on.
Oh.
Maybe I did that myself. I didn't even know.
Okay, yeah.
So does that mean all my phone contacts are on there?
Yeah. Your phone contacts. Once you synchronize, your phone contacts will be synchronized to the current Gmail account that is active. Okay. If there are any Gmail account that is active on your phone, for instance, right here, look here, you will see that I have other Gmail accounts here, right? I have other Gmail accounts here, but this is the one that is active.
Yes.
Okay. So because this is the active one,
okay,
once I synchronize, the contact will be into this particular account, not these ones. Is that understood?
Not those ones. Okay. Yes, I understand now.
So that is how it works. Any other question?
Okay.
All right. If there are no questions, then we'll call it a night. Thank you once again for joining us. Hopefully, I will share the link to this video with us, and then we could play around it at our own free time. Once again, it's good to have you guys here, and have a wonderful night rest.
All right.
Good night.